Welcome to GalleryID, where we match the name to the face. In this tutorial, we will build a metadata template, save it for reuse, and set it as the default for a folder. A template is what decides where MatchID writes an approved name, and setting one up once is what keeps you from typing captions for the rest of the season. Open the metadata editor from the Gallery toolbar. At the top, you choose what you are working on. This photo, the photos you have selected, or the entire gallery. The count next to each one tells you exactly how many photos are in play, so there is no guessing. Next to that is a badge showing which template is in effect right now. Inherited means this level has no template of its own and is using the one above it. Saved here means this level has its own. That badge is the quickest way to answer the question of why a gallery is behaving differently than you expected. Now the fields. Every field has a checkbox next to it. A field only applies if it is armed, and the footer keeps a running count. 4 fields armed, applying to 10 photos. If a field is not checked, nothing happens to it, which means you can leave the rest of the form alone without worrying. For each armed field you write a value, and that value can contain tokens. The panel on the right lists every token available. Gallery tokens like gallery title, event, and folder name. Photo tokens like title and file name. Location and creator tokens. And event date tokens in whatever format you need, 4-digit year, 2-digit year, month, and so on. Click a token and it drops into whichever field you have focused. In this template, we are setting the headline to the gallery title, the caption to a long form, and the keywords to the person name. The long form is the full phrase, the athlete's name, their number, and their team, written the way a caption should read. Notice persons shown. It is locked, with a keep badge. MatchID owns that field, and the editor will never overwrite it. Your approved names are safe no matter what you do here. You can still pull those names into other fields, which is exactly what the keywords row is doing. Now the 3 modes on each row, because this is where people get surprised. Set replaces whatever is in the field. If you arm a field with set and leave the value empty, that clears the field, so be deliberate about it. Add appends to what is already there, and when you choose add, you also choose a side. At start or at end. This is the one to use when a field already has content you want to keep. Fill only writes when the field is empty. It never touches a photo that already has a value there. Fill is the safe choice when you are running a template across a gallery that has been partly captioned already. Before you apply anything, switch the right panel to preview. It resolves your tokens against a real photo from this gallery, so you can see the actual sentence that will be written, not the token names. This is the same resolver that runs when the file is written, so the preview is the truth. If you are starting from something rather than from scratch, there are 2 shortcuts. Seed from loads one of your saved templates as a starting point. Import XMP brings in a sidecar or stationary file from Photo Mechanic, Adobe Bridge, or GalleryID Desktop, so a template you already built somewhere else comes straight in. Once the template is right, you have 3 places to save it, and they do different things. Template saves it as a reusable template for your team. It lives in your account, and anyone on your team can seed from it later. Folder saves it as this folder's metadata. Everything in that folder, and everything in the folders beneath it, will use it from then on. This is the one you want for a season. Gallery saves it as this gallery's metadata, overriding the folder for this gallery only. Use it when one event needs different handling than the rest. If you save at a level and later change your mind, you can remove that level's own mapping and go back to inheriting from above. One last thing, and this is the part you will use more often than you expect. You do not have to change a folder's default to run a different template. Select the photos you want, open the editor, load the template you need, and press apply. It writes to just those photos immediately. That is what you do when a handful of frames needs something the folder default does not give them. A different caption style for a wire submission, an extra keyword for one athlete, a credit line for a photo you are licensing. The folder default keeps doing its job for everything else, and you have not disturbed a single other photo in the gallery. Set the template once at the folder, override where you need to, and the names write themselves. Visit our help page for more tutorials.